Alright, I should be live. I'm actually a little bit earlier than I originally planned on, but unfortunately, sometimes things just happen. Give me a second while I pull up my chat. Oh, come on. Boy, YouTube really doesn't want to work right now. Wow, yeah, holy. Alright. Alright, let me pull up my failsafe, my backup, because, YouTube is not happy right now. There we go, alright. Sorry about that, Dem, I see you're in the chat, but, I had to figure out what I was gonna do because YouTube just decided to have a mental breakdown on me. All right, there we go. Welcome to the stream, Dem. Wait, I'm a little caterpillar, dude. Yes, when we were going through, you were actually the first one we recruited by name. It looks like me IRL, not gonna lie. You know what's funny? I was going through and figuring out what I was going to do with my party. Let me pull this up. So I was going through here and seeing, what are the strengths and weaknesses of my primary party, and you can see we got one of my OG favorites in here. Honestly, not very impressive on the stat layout. Let's see, there was another. Okay, here we go. We've got the little lizard guy here, the Komodo. Honestly, doing a little better, but you know what's funny about the caterpillar guy? I said this when I recruited it, that traditionally in a lot of Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior games, these guys are actually fairly decent early on. Usually they're more defensive, and the spell availability for these guys backs that up. But look at the stat layouts. Actually incredibly fucking well-rounded, and just means that, Dem, you could fill any goddamn role you want. I was surprised at the versatility of that character. And where I left off in the stream, I had actually only just gotten to the part of going and... Why can't I do that? Do I have to leave here to see the bigger map? Anyways, I explored the entirety of the town layout. There were a couple of things to find, just some like money lying around. Go figure, it doesn't happen in the real world, guarantee it. Anyways, I went through and I explored the entirety of the first layout of the area. So all of the map is available to me now, but I have not progressed in the story at all. I did, however, do a lot of grinding, leveling up, monster recruiting, so I've got access to a plethora of options if I feel it necessary, which is also why I laid out the party as I did, with a couple of my favorites, and of course, giving some namesakes around. If you're wondering why I have two of the Komodos, it's because out of the monsters I found, visually, they're kind of one of my favorites, but I had to give a little fun with with our little baby handbags here. The thorny dragon-looking guys, the plant dragons, are actually pretty decent. But I've got to get here and I've got to fight at the Coliseum. Hey Richard, welcome to the stream. How are things going for you? Hopefully things are going well. I didn't ask Dem. We got too wrapped up in him pointing out his namesake monster right now, which will probably change as we progress, but how are things going for you as well, Dem? Been pretty silly all week, been out every night since Tuesday, and been asked to go out tonight too. Hell yeah.
Hi there.
Oh, wait, hold on, we got the bunny lady. Is she going to offer us the quality Puff Puff that is so constantly available in the Dragon Quest series? Oh, I haven't seen you around before, handsome. Come to me if you want to enter a Monster Mega Brawl. That's what we're calling them now. Mega Brawls are divided into 8 categories. As a newcomer, you're eligible for Category G. the lowest rank. All you need to do to win is to defeat 3 opponents. Health is restored at the end of each battle. I'll be honest, there would be kind of an element of interesting layout if they didn't do that, but I think traditionally you as the monster trainer, when you do these, lose all control of your monsters and they do what their personalities would dictate them to do, which is actually a really cool feature in my opinion. Your monster's personality actually determines how they act in combat. But so letting you heal in between was kind of a balancing maneuver. Hey Rigid, welcome to the stream as well. How are things going? Let me take a look here. Pretty sure everyone is already out tonight and was just about to message them when I saw you go live. Dem, if you're looking to head out again, man, by all means, you know, around here I am supporting your ability to get out there and socialize. Rigid, sup Ian? While you've been playing this, I've been playing Cassette Beast. We're both getting our Monster Collector fix. I don't have Cassette Beast yet. I'm not gonna lie, it's one that's sitting on my wish list in Steam, and it's been there for a while. I actually had it on my wish list before it ever even released, and then I think it was Richard got it, was telling me about it, was sharing, I think, pictures on Twitter at one point, and I was looking at it, and I was just like, God damn, I don't have time to play one right now, and it was a highly listed item for me for a while. All right, Dem, you've got some tea to spill first. Let's hear it. All right, let's see. Can I hop right into the battle? All right, the Endor okay, so this Coliseum is... I was thinking, because they called it the Endor Coliseum, that this might be an instance where we'd have to travel to other Coliseums, but it seems like this is going to be just the Coliseum in general. Well, it costs 10 gold to enter the competition. I'll be honest, even if they take total control of the monsters away, I feel like the amount of grinding I've done and the quality of the monsters I picked up, honestly, this should be a cakewalk.
Come on.
Okay, that's 10 gold coins paid in full. Give it your all out there. Alright, before we hop in there, we got some updates here. Cassette Beast is free with Xbox Game Pass. That's how I've been playing this. I am personally against doing the subscription things, and let me say, I am not in any way, shape, or form discrediting people who use it. There is plenty of good versatility to it. There's a reason it exists. People in the market are gonna use it. But I am very much anti the digital only approach, and from what I understand, that's all Game Pass is a digital only approach. And so, you know, standing on my personal principles on it, I don't use it, and I refuse to, even though from what I've heard, even if I signed up for it, I would get access to the Game Pass games on my PC, and I know damn well there are some games on there I'd want to have access to. But it's, you know, just the singular stance I have, and it's just a topic that I talk about often enough that I really feel like it would be hypocritical of me to jump into it myself while still trying to say, hey, I really want to just be a physical product supporter. Cassette Beast is great, though I got lost when playing it. Need to get back into it to complete the game still. I'll be honest. I started Nexomon Extinction. I beat it. I have Nexomon, the first game. I started that game and just kind of walked away again. If I wanted to play Nexomon again, and I bought both of them, I actually bought a physical copy of Nexomon Extinction for the Switch because I loved it so much, and I had it digitally because I didn't know that a physical option even existed. So when I bought it physically, I opened it, I gave it that new game smell check, and I don't think I've actually put it in my Switch yet. But I stand by the idea of when I can and when it's available and when I'm able getting physical for things that I really like, so I bought it again on that. But if I was going to go back to play Nexomon again, I would play Extinction like again in a heartbeat. I don't know why that sent me down that avenue. I think it's just because we're talking creature collectors in general. Alright, Dem's giving us the down low here. So I kissed a girl a few weeks back. She turns to her gay friend and said I'm a good kisser. Drunk, I kiss him. Okay. Saw him Wednesday and he's been messaging me nonstop since, in a sort of flirting way. I've told him I'm straight, I'm not looking for anything with him, and he and the girl are out tonight. Okay, Dem, don't take this the wrong way. Just because sometimes watching fires go is entertaining, I kinda hope he makes a move on you. I'm gonna be honest, that is purely just for the idea of the funny social element. Don't take it the wrong way. There's just something about that story that feels like if it goes down that way, could make for a funny story. Then some girl I met Thursday, it's her birthday tomorrow. I thought it was today, messaged her happy birthday, then deleted it when I sobered up and realized I got the day wrong. And she's out tonight. That one's a bit more reasonable. Honestly, people have gotten my birthday wrong too, and honestly, it just feels good to remember that people know that your birthday is coming up. And even if I get one the wrong day and then they miss the right day, I honestly, it's infinitely better than people just forgetting entirely. The one crappy thing I've noticed about Game Pass is that you need to keep paying for the subscription to retain access to the game. If you forget to pay up, they'll lock you out of playing it. Again, the thing about Game Pass is, yes, you're right, and that does kind of suck, but Game Pass is a fundamentally structured concept of what's going around being called games as a service. I don't like that. If games as a service existed and physical games exist alongside it, which is what we're mostly seeing right now, if it stayed that way, I wouldn't mind. The problem I have with it is we are seeing a shift in the market where everyone is trying really hard to go digital only and games as a service and things of that avenue. And the thing that bugs me with that is, as we saw recently with Sony and the Discovery Channel content, you don't get this stuff. You don't own it. They can flip a switch and turn it off from you whenever they darn well choose. And I have personal problems with that. I have marketing problems. I have personal ownership problems. So that's why I don't use it. Now, for the people who can't buy games consistently enough or whatever, or just like jumping around so fervently in the types of games they play, it makes sense. I'm not saying that it's not a bad thing for the people that genuinely make good use of it. I need to take, for me personally, my wallet and support the physical aspects as much as I can, because I fear one day we're going to lose that. And given my principles and my stances, that very well may be the day I stop playing games. It's not that I don't have digital games. I have digital games on the Switch. I have digital games on the PC. PC games, they've lost that a long time ago. You can't get physical discs to install your PC. I still have a physical disc from the last physical disc game I remember buying on PC, which was the original release of Skyrim. I have that as a physical PC. I've got Morrowind as a physical disc. So like I've genuinely bought them when they existed. It's just I've seen that shift in the market on PC already, and it saddens me, you know, and it's where I stand on it. Yeah, it's and preservation is a big, which reminds me, I am part of a Yu Yu Hakusho fan group on Facebook. I know Facebook is for old people. Welcome to the old man stream. Old man yells at clouds. But and Dem, I see more story. I'm going to get to these in a second. Anyways, the Yu Yu Hakusho fan group. There is a guy, I never knew this existed. Apparently on TV there was a edited, altered version of the Yu Yu Hakusho storyline where lines were changed, dialogue was rewritten to be slightly more TV appropriate. I never knew that version existed because I always remember it the way that I saw it on Adult Swim, which I don't think when I was watching it was altered. And he is trying to catalog and gather up all of the digital files, and he is having the original files. He is also trying to create a catalog of the upscaled, re-rendered versions of it. I don't know for what purpose. I think he's also trying to do color correction on it, and it looks like he's breaking it up into sections and subsections, all in an attempt for the preservation of the dubbing history of Yu Yu Hakusho, which was a really cool project to see. And I really hope that guy takes it to heart and follows through, because the idea is what media preservation kind of needs. People like that are what make it important. Or make what is important successful. The person who I'm somewhat interested in is the person who I'm going to meet, so it might be a really awkward long night, and I'm trying to stay somewhat sober. Yeah, you know, you might dip into the liquid courage a little bit, Dem, but keep your head about you. If you're gonna do the goofy, funny stuff as a result, you know, might just have to lean into it for the gag and own it with confidence, because when you're making those moves, confidence is what sells the follow-up. He's asked me if I'm out. When I said 50-50, he said same, and asked if I wanted to go for a drive. If I decided I'm not going out. So many games become lost media from the whole digital-only approach. Yes, and there are some that are tied to... that I never personally played because they were Japanese-only releases, but they come out as an app or whatever, and they're tied to franchises that I'm a huge fan of, but I never get to play them because they never come over here. And then because they're digital-only mobile app games, as soon as the servers turn off, access to the game is gone. Even if you have it on your phone, you can't play it. It can't log in anymore. And it's such a shame. Alright, so we have the arena to get into here. I've stared at this lady rubbing her collarbone long enough. Okay, hold up. I was thinking if we're going into a tournament G, we'd have a good shot, and I'm seeing some monsters on the field already that have me a little spooked.
New challenger approaches the world of the Monster Mega Brawl.
Okay, hold up. This guy is giving me... I mean, he's got black hair instead of blonde hair, but he's giving me vibes of the arena, the tournament announcer from the OG Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z days. Which, by the way, that announcer is the goated character in all of the franchise. First of all, he's skilled enough at his job to see characters do and move at beyond light speed as he narrates from time to time. He misses stuff and they do recreations from time to time, but there are things that happen in Dragon Ball Z tournaments that seem to be faster than light. Everybody in the crowd misses what's going on, and he is able to deliver that play-by-play, and you've got to respect a man who is skilled enough at his craft to keep up with the Z fighters on just the narrative side alone. So, you know, mwah, good job, man.
Let's welcome all the way from Rose Hill, the Handsome Stranger.
You know what? I'll take the Handsome Stranger. Although we do have a little bit of that forehead game going on. And I think that's kind of emphasized by the bandana. He's down bad for me, and every time I turn him down, he just asked the next day. I even said, I'm talking with someone, and he apologizes. And then 2 minutes later, he keeps pushing things. The Ultra Instinct Tournament announcer. Dude, hold up. As Toriyama does crazy shit from time to time as bit of gag moments, if he ever, like, with the tournament announcer wanting to be like so involved and needing to capture everything going on. I'm just imagining him, microphone in his hand, watching a fight happen at beyond, you know, superhuman levels, these light speed fights, and for him to be so into it, so engrossed, so needing to capture the moment, he actually unlocks Ultra Instincts would be the greatest gag moment that they could do. That would be awesome. He's now put, sorry if I come across as needy. I just want to get to know you more. I've spoken to him for like 5 minutes. Look, Dem, the thirst is real, and it crosses, boundaries. Thirst knows no limit, and it sounds like the man is, as you said, down bad. Our team looks so unimposing, but I'm feeling it. They're gonna do some rocking.
Known for his all-around pleasant demeanor, it's Clancy.
And facing him is another newcomer, a random guy with random name. Yo, but he's got a fucking great-looking team.
Now it's time for the first bout. Let's brawl!
Hold up, where the fuck did he get these guys from? This can't be one of those fights I'm supposed to lose, right? Alright, yeah, okay, so we do lose a lot of our options here. We can do a little bit here, so let's have Richard. Oh, man. You know what? We'll focus on support. No, on this fight, we're going to start by just attacking. Dem, on the other hand, I think Dem is all about supporting.
Support.
Rigid, show no mercy. Slib is on... I think he can only do... Okay, he can do damaging, magic, and healing. And I'm more interested in having Slib focus on healing. Tough looking team about to go down. Tough look. No. Richard, I think in terms of visual appearance, I think the intention in your statement was absolutely right. We've got 3 enemies on 3 opponents on the enemy side of the field that look pretty intimidating, and I'll be honest, on our side we've got 3 mid to upper mid. Alright, Dem, man, have a good one. God damn, they look intimidating, but they're just getting bodied. Well, you know what? Never judge a book by its cover. Holy hell. Just absolutely fucking rocked them.
The handsome stranger takes the first match. Do we have a new rising star on our hands? The crowd sure seems to think so.
I've got to say, though, I love the idea of the kinds of monsters we have coming in here, staring down these intimidating-looking creatures. And then, again, you've got the likes of Rigid coming in and just beating a motherfucker in the face with a shovel.
Will he face in the second round? It's the Category G heavyweight ready to put you in a spin, Uncle Trevor.
God, I love these characters and their names. All right, over here we got the flying slime, which is a big one that I like.
Let's brawl.
We just got beat by a fucking slime. Oh man, look, a team of all slime, man. Back in the day, if somebody made it to the end game and they were rocking a team of all slimes, it was like the sign of don't fuck with that guy. He looked at the metagame and built a fucking party. He knew what he was doing. Alright, the opponents are built a little bit tougher now. Dem coming in, buffing the defense of Slib. So, Slib currently, I think, is the magically most resistant, and now he is probably the physically most resistant. And these numbers are pathetic. I'm not gonna lie, though, the dancing skills, as goofy as they are, they can do a lot of good status ailments and start fucking with the team up. Speaking of cool monster designs, Fungu from Cassette Beast might be one of my new favorite monster designs. I'm going to take a look at this. Well, we're letting the fight play out. Yeah, you know what? I fear nothing. We're going to heal in between, and we've only got 2 enemies left to take out. Yo, hold up. Kinda digging the mustache, the paintbrush. You know, this is giving me, oh man, what was that game? It was a Mario game. Super Mario Sunshine. It's giving me Super Mario Sunshine, the Shadow Mario vibes.
Who could have seen this coming?
And I kinda like it for that.
Looks really can kill.
Thank you, Richard, yes.
But now it's time for the final round. And look who we have here. He'll pulverize you between his mighty wheels of steel, DJ Meat Grinder.
Okay, these characters in the Dragon Quest games are always some of my favorite because they look like they're such tough, beefy guys, and they're usually some of the most curveball character personalities. I remember one game in which one of these guys that you meet, and I'm going way back, I think they do the same gag in 11 with Sylvando. He's one of the few characters from 11 that I can remember the name of because he's probably my favorite character in that game. He has a companion that is a very flamboyant one of these guys, but it's kind of played off a little bit more obviously with, I think, the pink headpiece. But there's another one like that in other examples. In Dragon Quest III, in one of the earlier towns you visit, you get the Puff Puff scenario with a bunny girl, and if you follow through on it, she takes you into a back alley home, takes you up to a bed, and then it turns out that there was this guy sitting in the other room, and you're getting the Puff Puff from this guy. God. I love the gags with these characters.
As we approach the grand finale, let's find out who will maul and who will ball. Let the third bout begin. Let's brawl.
He should have delivered that with a little bit more to continue the rhyming scheme, you know? That needed a little bit of delivery reworking. Alright, so he's got a Hammerhood over here, which is another one I really like. We've talked about the anteaters that I like. We got our boy Skibbity back at the base. Pixies are usually, I think they're usually demon type creatures. And obviously, I like the mischievous moles. I love the idea of beating a motherfucker in the face with a shovel. But again, the Hammerhood, the Mole, the Ant Guzzler, this looks very much like a kind of team I'd rock in with. I probably wouldn't be having a Pixie though, you know, obviously we've got Slib over here filling that role much better in my opinion. Alright, yes, I realized that when I looked it up and I saw the paintbrush that it's probably meant to be Fungo. Because, yeah, Vincent Van Gogh. It's strange that despite being so different, watching this feels like it did playing the original Dragon Warrior Monsters for me. I definitely got to get this game when I can. I'll be honest, Richard, the reason that the title of this video is what it is with the beautiful thing about the Switch is that I can turn it on, have it save where I was playing a game. play for a few minutes, put it to sleep, pick it back up later on. This has been the game that I have kept my Switch in its dock for like 99.9% of my ownership of it. This is one of those games that I pick the Switch up out of the dock for when I gotta go to the restroom, and I'm playing it. I'm playing it in the bathroom. Like, I have been having trouble putting this game down, even though my picking it up and playing it is maybe for only 5 to 10 minutes at a time. But I've been absolutely enjoying it, and again, the benefit of the Switch being able to pick up, go to sleep, pick up, go to sleep, has been really helping it just be a slow grind, but an enjoyable grind. Alright, to properly read Rigid's comment, in case you didn't put it together, the Go in Fun Go is clearly a reference to Van Gogh, yes. I tend to spam the save button in games like these anyway, because you never know. Yes, and I had a moment where it was like, I accidentally got bum rushed by I think back in the day they were called the Gigantes or something like that. Big blue behemoth guy with a giant ass club bigger than the average human in this game bum rushed me, and I was glad I saved because I thought I was gonna lose, but I was able to get a lucky flee off, but I lost 4 party members and swapped them out. It was not a successful engagement. God, we're actually doing really well here. I tend to keep my Switch out of the dock, mainly because I don't have a functioning TV in my room. Richard, I don't know how to tell you this, but I am that fucking asshole. And I'm gonna put that stipulation on it. I have the TV in my game room. I have an older CRT that I keep locked up for playing specifically older games. And then I have another HD TV, a Magnavox off to the side that sees very little use but is hooked up primarily for very specific games.
From out of nowhere, the winner of Category G is
the Handsome Stranger!
the ever-enigmatic Handsome Stranger! Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen!
Anyways, as I say about being that asshole, I've got a TV in my bedroom, and just recently I have hooked up, and I am processing things right now. I'm gonna take the current table, air quotes, that I use for my streaming setup, and I'm gonna be putting it in the bathroom. And I'm gonna get a Lazy Susan turn-top table for it to sit on. And I am going to be putting a TV in there that is going to be hooked up to a Amazon Fire Stick, because I just recently got the newest model of the Fire Stick for the TV in my bedroom. So I'm gonna be that guy that is gonna be sitting in a bath with all of the spa day treatments, bubble suds, and I'm gonna be sitting there watching Yu Yu Hakusho on my TV in the bathroom because I am special and I treat myself like an idiot. I look, I'm that guy. To be fair, the TV in the bathroom right now is an older model. My brother just recently put a new TV where he's at. And he gave me the old one. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to be that guy. Meanwhile, I have a 60-inch flat screen that I've owned since 2014 that belonged to my mom. I'm not trying to sound like a snooty Servine. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, I'm here just like, I got a TV here. I got a TV here. I got a TV. I got more TVs. I have a dedicated media setup out in my workshop, out in my backyard by my chicken coop. It is not currently hooked up, but what it was originally planned to do, and I have to get a new wireless card for it, but it was to wirelessly connect to my in-home setup so that I could stream movies from the home PC, stream it out to that system, watch videos out there if I wanted, listen to music out there if I wanted. I had some cheaper but robust, cheaper as in when you're talking about PC small box speakers. There's a whole like lineup of value there. They're not the cheap end stuff, but they're more meant for being robust and sturdy in case I bump them and knock them around in my shop. Set up in there for listening to music. Apparently, I'm that electronic bougie bitch, and I will own that. TV in a bathroom. This is something I never would have thought of, but it sounds cool. And again, it's hooked up on a Lazy Susan system, so if I am having... If I am like super ill and beyond sick, and I am like bathroom bound, I get it, guys. Too much information. I'm not going to deep dive, but I can pivot that TV to face any section of that room. It is, and the cable system that I have hooked up that I need a longer cable for right now, but it's what's going to be going on is it's going to be a drop down. So that TV can swivel 180 degrees in any direction and not get lost up in cable issues. Like I said, I'm that bougie bitch, and I will own it. Yo, we got a dose of strong... God, after saying everything I just said, I feel like in real life, I need a dose of strong medicine.
Now we're going to take a quick break from the Monster Mega Brawl.
I love that he's still talking, we just walked off. Yo, okay, this is where she's at. No, wait, what's going on? Why is she so timid?
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, you will see a bona fide elf.
No joke. No fucking joke.
Yarr! Now here's a funny thing. When this here elf cries, genuine rubies fall from her eyes.
Yo, hold up. We getting a motherfucking Tarukane moment here? Yo, I am down for the Hiei treatment.
How delightful! Go on, make her cry.
God damn, these heartless bastards!
Make a pretty packet flogging them rubies. God, just imagine it. Roll up, roll up. Which lucky punter will be first to snap up one of these highly prized rubies?
Dude, our character, like, just let me go rogue.
I'll take one, good sir.
Our curse prevents us from attacking monster kinds. It didn't say nothing about popping no people in the face.
Sold to that fine fella. Now, if you please.
Now, if you please.
Cry, you scurvy little elf. If I don't see you blubbing, you'll be walking the plank.
God damn, I'm surprised by this. I am not used to the monster games making me care about a story, but all of a sudden I'm a little bit more invested than I was before, and I already wanted to beat my dad's ass. In the in the game.
What the? It's shattered at the slightest touch. Now, just what are you trying to pull?
Calm down, sir. I can assure you this is all completely above board. Just give me a second. Oi! Oh, Elf! She's only gone and done a runner.
Just wait till I get hold of ye.
I mean, she ran off, but like... No! God, no! Fuck that! Press and hold Y to skip. How about no? Yep, we're getting the break Yukine out of the Tarukane compound arc here. Not gonna lie, the pink hair does it for me more than the blue hair, but you know, I still love me my Yu Yu Hakusho references.
Shiver my timbers. That scallywag of an elf certainly be quick on her feet.
Also, you know, elf ears already big plus.
I see. Ye be hiding there, you no good scurvy dog.
I'll be honest though, man, those shoes gotta go.
Now, just ye come quietly like a good little elf. Or...
Come on.
Is somebody there?
Please? Come on, give it to me. You just gotta go pretty much anywhere and just start stomping. You can't stomp your own head, but you know, the same premise. You know, just gotta pat it out. Hell yeah. I love how we've got similar ears and nobody cared that we were there.
Did you do that?
Her voice is a little bit more timid than I was expecting, not gonna lie.
Oh no.
God, I hope it was me.
How awful. How could you let him suffer like that? Humans are the goddess's creatures, just like us.
She is too pure. God damn it. Protect the baby.
Name? We creatures of the forest have no need for names.
Got it. I'm just gonna call you Pink. Just be incredibly blunt about it.
Rose, you say?
You know what? That's much better. But it's still going after the Pink Avenue. But I find that hilarious. And I was like, honestly, my brain and the character's brain. You know, I'm running on one brain cell. He's got two.
It comes from the name of a village. A place where you've been made to feel welcome, you say?
She reminds me a little bit of that Firen girl, that Freyren girl the internet, me included, has been thirsting for. Very different personality, obviously. If you know, you know. I think I know, but I don't know the character and I don't know the source material. But what I've seen gives me more like Tsundere vibes. This girl is like timid, terrified, but also has a very pure belief system, and it's kind of just like, you poor child, just protect the child, protect the elf child.
I'm so sorry I couldn't save you. Are you
She's
hurt?
got her own little monster bro.
I'm fine. I'm sorry I made you worry. So, what's your name?
Rigid, I didn't read the comment earlier because both you and Richard's comment started with talking about the TV in the bathroom. So I overlooked it thinking it was the same comment. My bad. It is not for that intended purpose. Although I suppose you could. I was mainly saying that because of the big-eared elf thing. Again, you know, you see the elf ears all over the place. Although, let's be honest, elves have been around for quite a while, but like you said, every so often you have a prominent elf character that comes into the fold. There is a common old trope about elves just being like impeccably like drawn to. I can't remember if it was a TV show, a game, what it was, that made the joke that just simply because the character is an elf, there is a natural aura of, like a natural aura that people just feel physically attracted to them, and it's just like all elves have this to varying degrees, and it's not even just like you look physically attractive, it is just even if you aren't their type, you're slightly more their type just because of this like aura of the elves have. And it was a funny gag bit, and I can't remember what the source of that joke was, but look, elves are special. And I don't mean that just because I'm a filthy dwarf lover. I say filthy because of the dirt, not because of the dwarves. Again, big dwarf energy. Play hard, drink lots, eat plenty. Hit the mines, do your job, work the grind. I missed that comment entirely because it came up when Vicky was coming into the house, so I left the room. Yeah, that was a comment I had to take a double take on with Rigid. Listen to this, Your Highness. God, I love the puns.
Who's at the door, I wonder?
Where are we going with this? Did she? All right, she did follow us.
Salutations. I'm Devlin. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Rose.
I love it. She's taken to her name.
Rose, you say? So you must be the elf my master rescued, then.
Glooper, you're not supposed to do that! What's wrong with you? Look, I get it, like, I was just talking about the thirst for the elf, but you literally, my guy! Also, my favorite character in Elsword, Reyna, is an elf. Look, as I say, elves hit a special place in the brain.
I am. You have my deepest gratitude for saving me. By way of thanks,
There are
I've
characters
brought you
that just
some
scratch
tasty
weird
nuts.
parts of the brain and you don't question it, you just appreciate. Our slime assistant, whatever you call him, in this house just slurped. Take that however you choose to mean to. Rose. And now Rose, our elf companion-esque character, I'm assuming, came in and is just like, hey, you know what? Thanks for saving me. Have some of my nuts. Rose came in, thanks for saving me, thanks for the name, and then hit us with a D's nuts joke. No! In fact, we didn't even get the nuts! That just went right to the guy whose first instinct was to slurp her! Miss Claus now realizing Santa has way too many female elves in his workshop. Well, again, you have the varying field of elves, and you gotta ask yourself, what are you looking for in an elf? And then the question is, are the elves in Santa's workshop meant to be those tiny, almost gnome-like elves, or is Santa legit just got like a bunch of 800-year-old teenagers? Because elves age like weirdly, man. It's absurd.
Allow me to remain here by your side.
Rose, 5 minutes ago I would have been on board, but now I'm... I'm less on board, but my curiosity has taken over, and now I'm down.
What? Go away.
Okay, you know what? Fuck my opinion then.
Don't
Player
be
input, the hell is that?
The more the merrier. We'll have a great slime together, I know it.
Glooper! My guy! I don't even know what to say at this point.
Oh, please. I'll do all I can to support you, I swear. I know you won't regret it. When those humans snatched me, I thought my life was over. But you saved me, and now I want to repay you.
And we've already got her out of breath. What the fuck is going on?
Oh dear. Oh my. I got rather overexcited, didn't I? How embarrassing.
I don't even know how to process this scene.
What? You're saying no? Do you know how hard it was to find this place? All we had was the name to go on.
In this room, why is Devlin the most sane character right now?
And all the while, we had to stay out of sight of any humans. We risked our lives.
I heard from the villagers that you're looking for a way to lift your curse. That's right, isn't it? Well, there's no one better than an elf to break a curse. I can help you find the cure. I know I can.
Did you hear that, Your Highness? Rose says she can find a way to break your curse.
That's right. And that's why you have to let me stay. Please say you will.
I just... Rigid, after everything that just happened, that comment feels really out of left field. What is your favorite kind of pudding? I'm just curious. Man, there's a lot of good options for that, but I'm gonna take a curveball at you. I'm one of the weird people on this planet that actually likes the taste of the artificial banana stuff. And my father used to make a lot of pies. It was one of the most common things that he would make consistently. Banana cream pies was one of the big ones, and another one is pumpkin pies. He also did a lot of apple pies. But it's part of why I do a lot of baking, is my dad did a lot of baking, and now it's just kind of like passed on to me. And although you don't bake traditionally a banana cream pie, it's definitely one of those pies that you serve cold. Because I've grown up with that so much, I will often just make a tub, a mix-up of banana pudding, and slice up some bananas on it and eat that. With a couple of vanilla wafers on top or something. So I will go with banana pudding is probably my favorite. With the secondary being, again, this is going to be really weird, but just because of the memory I have with them, those 3-layered, the darker chocolate, the lighter chocolate, the darker chocolate snack pack puddings, for whatever reason, again, just because of the nostalgia factor, I don't think those can be beat. I haven't had pudding in a long time. Might be banana pudding is my favorite, though, if not vanilla. God damn. I have never had two people that actually like banana pudding in the same room together. And physically, we're not in the same room, but digital room, I'm counting it. Rigid, mine is also banana, and putting these nuts on your...
I promise you
Damn it.
won't regret
God,
this. You'll
God,
see.
fuck you, fuck me, fuck that joke. Rigid, don't fuck me. I'm asking nicely. I am too oblivious to not walk into damn near every one of those that is gonna come my way. And do not come my way while making a D's nuts joke. God, even Richard didn't see it. But unironically, we got 3 Banana Pudding fans. Goddamn. I would applaud that one if I didn't walk into it and then set myself up for even worse traps to come. Oh, man. What's even worse is I just referenced the D's Nuts setup. We had an elf hit me. We had an elf hit our game character with a D's Nuts joke. And then Rigid comes in and is like, yo, we ain't fucking done. Where is she setting up? What is she set? What is and why is? And again, I'm telling you, man, those shoes have got to go. Like, honestly, just take off the pointy top and let them, you know, boot out like normal boots, and you have a fantastic elf character design here. But the shoes, man.
Humans! They almost saw me!
But aren't you back in the city? This looks like part of the town.
What?
Like
Humans?
the back corner area.
This close to the village.
Humans in the village! What are you talking
That was
about?
a narrow escape. Let's hurry back and tell the prince.
The prince us or the prince elf prince? Is this current or backstory? Where did that come from? What's happening?
All this, just for me.
Is it? But from where? How? What the fuck is happening? I aim to please for D's. Oh.
I understand. Unless I receive word from
Do you?
I won't set 1 foot outside this room.
Rose, what do you understand? I understand nothing!
Still, I couldn't be happier. I truly am blessed to be able to spend my days with you.
We gave you, out of nowhere, I don't know how, I don't know why, a goddamn full-blown fucking castle bit here. I mean, it's not a massive castle, it's tall, but... What the fuck just happened?
You won't be lonely. I'm not going anywhere.
Glooper, you motherfucker, every time!
Thank you. I'll always be by your side, my prince. Forever and ever.
We rescued an elf. We said you can stay here. Elf went out and decided that they were gonna fuck off out of the village and almost screwed everything up. We just manifested a tower. We're lucking the elf in our tower. We're making like a weird mixture of good guy and bad guy decisions here. And we just got proposed to by an elf that my slime servant can't stop slurping. Your guy has Elon Musk on speed dial. God, I don't know what happened. What the fuck is this? I'm having a great time staying here with Rose. I'm snug as a... I bet you are, Glooper. I'll be Rose's bouncer while you're gone. Again with the... well-placed slurp. You just focus on winning the next Mega Brawl Katagui in Endor. If victory isn't proving oozy... Okay, Uzi Easy. You can always power up on the planes. Welcome back. I trust you aren't hurt. Can I do anything for you? Anything at all? Oh, I'm sorry for fussing. It's just that being cooped up here all day, I can't help but worry. Fear not. I promise I'll stay focused on finding a way to cure you of your curse. Look at the size of her body. Our character is about the average human height we've seen so far, like in general. Look at the fucking size of this bed. What the ever-loving hell is going on? And where is her demon friend? Where did he go off to? Oh wait, hold up. God damn it. It was a new pot and I threw it on the ground out of habit. Wait. This isn't an exit. Okay, this is... Wait. Will we get to build things in these rooms? Is this going to be like a utility base now? That suddenly makes sense why it's so big for the gameplay-wise, but like... Where the, how the fuck did this happen? We have a goddamn church service in here! If it isn't my favorite client. I've seen the headlines, darling, and you're making quite the splash in the world of monster wrangling. I remember she has like a British voice, and I'm not gonna try that. Well, I'm just over the moon. And is it me, or are you looking better than ever? New diet? Do tell. It would be the elf lady I keep at the top of my tower? Anywho, since you've been busy making yourself a megastar, I thought it would be high time I did a little something for you. I can use my extensive connections to put you face to face with Monster Wrangler VIPs from other worlds. Why not test your mettle against them? Okay, so we got like some PvP stuff here. And that's not all. I'm giving you access to a very exclusive retail experience. Only the best for you, my superstar. No time like the present. What do you want to do? I guess I want to check out the store.
Doing?
I don't need to battle with other people, but... Oh shit, that's right. There's DLC that's already on the market. And I don't remember what that is.
Thanks, babe.
Alright, I'm not going to do any of that right now. But before I go, I've got to pet the cat. I don't understand what the hell this building... Did we move the entire village in here? We have just randomly... We got the tools that were in the village out here now. We've got treasure chests. Does the village just not exist anymore? I will say, I am disappointed that I have yet to find any mini medals. And it's one of my favorite collectibles in the Dragon Quest games. Alright, I need to let all of this process and step away from the system here for a moment. I will be right back. I am back, and I took the chat with me just so that I could read things as they came in, and Rigid, his last comment is, not the last one now, because more has come in, but the first comment while I was gone. She's small and ready to be propped up. At this point, I don't even know who we're talking about anymore, and I'm going to just assume the elf because that makes me the least worried. I just realized you named the mole after me. Absolutely, I did. I've got to have my big beefy hitter with big beefy names. I am flattered, almost as flattered as when someone said I looked like Aaron Hansen yesterday. I did see that, and unironically, when you put the two pictures side by side, it's like, holy shit, I can kind of see it. And yes, for the record, Aaron Hansen is. Despite, I think, his own level of self-deprecation causing some of it, but also what I have seen other people say that do not particularly enjoy the Game Grumps say. Genuinely, I think Aaron Hansen is a decent-looking dude. Which, Rigid, take that how you choose. I will say, though, when Game Grumps first started out, how do I say this? Modern day Game Grumps is less something I enjoy on the regular and more so something that, from time to time they get something that I like going on. If I'm being honest, I kind of like when they play the board games or if they have a series that catches some particularly good heat. Otherwise, their golf games are kind of fun to watch. But for the most part, less something I watch these days. But when I do, I originally was not the biggest fan of Dan Avidan because, I was watching at the time that they had that Dan was just coming in to not get into any of the drama side of things, but I wasn't sure what I'd think about him. And at this point, I feel like the show would not be the same without Dan. And I feel like he is the linchpin, my favorite person on their show on the regular. And I'm including their guests that they bring in, just because I think they had God, what was one of their better guests from what I recall? Weird Al. They had Weird Al on the show. And he was the chemistry there was great, and so I think Weird Al was a great guest. But between Danny and Aaron, I'm a Danny guy. I'm guessing that's Egoraptor's real name. I saw that tweet. Yes, that is Egoraptor's real name. I'm more of a fan of the music videos from Egoraptor. It's Dangerous to Go Alone is still one of the. I actually have their gaming CDs from the gaming band that they did at one point. I don't know what to call it, and I can't remember the band name, but I have the CDs over on my shelf. I also have a couple of signed ones from Danny and Ninja Brian, and their NSP. I actually think that when they do their cover music, they are a fantastic cover group, and I can't remember the other group that they partner with when they do those. Some of their independent stuff is really good too, but like I loved their cover musics enough that I would buy, without even looking at the lineup, another one if they did it. Alright, so this is the safe we can drop off. Usually rare items here and our money, because if you die while out in the field, you lose some of your stuff. At least that's the way it used to be. Egoraptor is one of the many big content creators to be featured in Nate Wants to Battle cover. Yes, he's been with Nate Wants to Battle. He's done other musical stuff too. Again, he has a very unique voice, and I think because of that, it falls into good use when well implemented. But unlike Danny, I think Danny could sing just about anything, and as long as he put his artistic flavor and spin on it, he can make it pretty good. on the vocal side of things. Aaron, on the other hand, kind of has to be a little bit more specially utilized. But unironically, you know, if he has to deliver a rap line, the man's got the talent to do it, apparently. I'm still surprised Markiplier did a Pokemon cover with Nate. Yes, I have those songs as well. I also have, was it Jonathan Young that did a full cover of the old To Be a Master soundtrack? Or was that Nate? I can't remember. But yeah, I actually have physical CDs from a lot of content creators that make music. I have some with some violinists. I can't think of either of their names right now. I've got two that I follow consistently, both of which I discovered by doing by them doing video game soundtrack covers. Let me look it up here. One of them is Lindsay Sterling, which is a name that has grown in prominence recently. I remember actually, I think finding her before she even went on America's Got Talent. Who's the other one I'm trying to look for? Taylor Davis is the other violinist that I follow. Those are the two in there that I am particularly big fans of. Jonathan Young did the best cover of the original Pokemon thing. Yes, but yeah, as you say here, he had the original singer that was featured, and they both did a great job together. Yes, they did, and I think I have that one, but I think I have that one digitally. Alright, let's see what we have at the item shop. Alright, obviously if I'm looking at gathering monsters, these are kind of my bigger ones. These are field items, but I'm pretty well stacked. I'll buy 2 of those just to make sure I have some on hand. My singing voice isn't great either, so I can relate to Aaron on that one. My singing voice ain't great either, but it doesn't stop me from trying. You know, when I get the feeling, when I feel that moment, happens quite often when I'm out driving. I haven't gotten to search any bookshelves yet, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of miffed about that. And this has got to be something important. The Dragon Quest games often use like the world tree elements. Where is the exit? Is it to the church? Is the church the mainline area? Alright, yes it is. But yeah, I will buy physical merch from people that I enjoy, even if they end up kind of varying or changing or evolving their content in a way that I no longer enjoy it. I still keep stuff that I've purchased from them in prominent shelf space. Good Mythical Morning was a show that for a while I was like way into. They reached, I think, their 1000th episode, and they did a 1000 episode medallion that they made. I have that medallion. I keep it relatively around. I'm not even subscribed to them anymore. I have long since fallen out of favor for the content that they make. So it's, you know, it is what it is. But when I was watching, the 1000 episode was a big deal, and that's still something that I keep around and I have as a showpiece. I have art prints, I have music CDs, I've got vinyls, I've got I try to support people when they're out doing things that I enjoy. Also, my second favorite cover of that theme is a Portuguese cover by Felicia Rock, which is an old favorite YouTuber. I can mimic the inflections of some singers to a certain degree. I'm probably best at mimicking Bon Jovi's inflection. That's pretty decent. Bon Jovi does a couple of big songs that I keep in regular circulation, but right now off the top of my head, is it Dead or Alive is one of his songs? Why am I thinking that? That might be the title of one of his songs. But that's the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. But I know there's like at least like 3 or 4 songs that I keep around. It still sounds pretty bad. It is what it is. But again, it's more about when singing on for personal reference and note and things like that. I think the more important element is your want and personal drive and feel of the singing, if that makes any sense. You know, it's more about the spirit of you doing it, less about the sound when you're not doing it as a profession. It's part of why karaoke takes off for so many people, in my opinion at least. Why can't I? Oh, it's because I used this to get there. Wow, I forgot about that. Alright, so we've been all through this Fieldland here, and I don't think there's anything left to go on. We have yet to actually explore Endor Coliseum, so I'm going to take a look at this. Alright, so I'm going to put it out here. I have been talking about the RetroTink 4K for quite a while. I've been trying to save up for it. It's one of the things that I've been meaning to buy as soon as it went on sale. I made the decision this morning, early in the AM, I think it was. I was up late debating about what I was going to do when it came out. It is out of my price point for this year. I have spent too much on holiday gifting for people in my life. And so the funds aren't there for me to do so and make it a smart financial decision. But for anybody who is interested, Mike Chi has officially released the RetroTink 4K. If you want to get one, I guarantee they're going to sell out crazy fast. I don't think it's going to be in stock very long, and I am going to have to wait for another release of it. It's an upscaler. You plug in your old consoles into it. It upscales it. It's got a lot of additional features. If it is anything you have any interest in, there's plenty of videos out there now of people who had demo releases of the product. But I'm only dropping it here because I'm a firm believer that Mike Chi does fantastic work. And if anybody is thinking about something like that, it is a really good product. At least my opinion. Obviously, I don't have it myself. Oh, it's Ian. I heard you aced the category G Mega Brawl. As a fellow rookie, you've really inspired me. I'll need to pull my socks up if I'm gonna catch up. Yeah, you know what? We aren't pulling boots up anymore. Apparently, we're just pulling the socks. There was once a legendary monster wrangler here in Endor who had teamed up with a certain fluffball or a fuzzball, was it? That's it. It was Furzy. I wonder what they're up to now. I was quite the fan of theirs. I guess I can't talk to... Oh, wait, there we go. I just wasn't close enough. There are more kinds of monsters treats out there than leaves on a tree. But the best of all are Beastie Bites. No matter how prickly the customer, give them some Beastie Bites and their friendship is sure to blossom. I don't know, it looked like the sirloins were kind of more preferable, but you know what, you do you. Obviously, I'm already on the negative because I can't give out beef jerky anymore. I used to sing along with the original songs, not as instrumentals, and tried to copy what the voices sounded like. I'm glad I mostly grew out of that because many covers now sound more like my own now. Exactly. Again, when I listen to cover artists, unless it's a band that no longer exists, like let's say for example someone is doing a cover of a Beatles song, it might behoove them to try and sound a little bit more like the Beatles when doing a cover. There's a valid point to that for artists that no longer exist. But genuinely, I think if you're gonna do cover artists and you want to separate yourself, it speaks volumes when somebody can deliver their own flair to it and make it their own. Yeah, I broke both of those already. I don't think I'm gonna be seeing new items in them, but I might be wrong. God damn, we're missing some of the most important features of a Dragon Quest game. I can't rummage through other people's belongings. What is wrong with this game? Alright, so we have the other tournament to go into. But I feel like there should be some more stuff to do. We haven't unlocked a new area yet. Maybe I just have to do 2 tournaments before I get access to new areas. Go on, get in there. Show no mercy. Oh, please excuse me. I got a little carried away. Yo, we actually got some monster... Yo, someone is getting their ass beat. God, am I in the arena? I'm up here. Clearly no one can be winning that well. No one but me. It's not allowed. Oh. Nope, no items. God, I can't believe I lost again. But I'm not giving up. I'm hoping to pick up some tips watching others fight it out. Break all of the things. Give me the items. I was gonna say, if I'm not getting things from things all the way out here that hidden, I wonder if maybe I am supposed to break the pots every time I see them. I wonder if there are just like randomly hidden items that sometimes are and aren't there. When I hear It's My Life or You Give Love a Bad Name, I can't help but sing along. Bon Jovi sang some of the catchiest songs to ever exist, in my opinion. You're not wrong. He's got some great. I don't know much about Bon Jovi the band. Is Bon Jovi meant to be the main person, or is Bon Jovi just an arbitrary name for the band? My music history isn't great on a lot of the information side, but I know Bon Jovi has some great tunes. Let me look through my music lineup and pull the ones that I recognize. Living on a Prayer. Going through here, Wanted Dead or Alive. Okay, I think that was the one I referenced earlier. You Give Love a Bad Name. We talked about that one. It's My Life. It's My Life is a big one that I keep in circulation on my listen to list. That one's just on my phone, not only my desktop. His name is John Bon Jovi. Okay, but I think it's the band name too. Bon is a nickname. Yeah, okay, so John Jovi is the name, Bon nickname, John Bon Jovi band name. And Who Says You Can't Go Home is probably my favorite. I don't think I've heard that one. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that and give that a listen to later. Go away, screenshot. There we go. Alright. We have the tournament to fight in. Yes. We haven't spoken with this lady yet. We have yet to find the Puff Puff lady. Let me guess. You're angling after an explanation of the Monster Mega Brawl, am I? No! I am looking for the Puff Puff Queen. Well, that's a shame, but if you change your mind, come and see me. Anytime, sweetheart. And, for the record, all of those, it is a running gag. The Puff Puff is never as promoted. It's always an extra gag layer to it, and some of them are hilarious. I apologize, I need to hydrate to keep the ability to talk going. The Just Bon Jovi version, less a fan of the duet with Jennifer Nettles, but it's still one I'd say is pretty good. Again, I'll have to keep my eye out for it. Alright, we are the...
Do you want to have a go?
I just realized these are going to be letter names, and we are currently the G champion. We are about to be the F champion. But understand, this means that playing through this game, I shall be, at some point, the D champion. And honestly, it's a role that was meant to be filled by me. So, I feel like that's the current goal for this playthrough. I must ascend to the throne of the D champion.
I believe in you.
50 gold coins. Let's give this one a shot. Given how well the last one went, and I've done absolutely no grinding for this one, I feel passably confident.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the Category F tournament is the Novice Supernova. All the way from Rose Hill, it's the sensationally skilled Silent Stunner.
Our team is the exact same. It's kind of
facing him,
non-standard to do that in this kind of game, so we'll see how this goes.
It's Lady Aurelia.
She's got a Saber Cub! Want Saber Cub!
For the opening bout, let's brawl.
I need my kitty cat. Oh, she's also rocking a bunny corn. Again, more monsters I enjoy seeing. Ascend to the throne of the D champion. But Ian, you're not gonna. You mean you meant the tournaments? Yes. For legal reasons, yes, Richard. Also, while we were pointing out namesake characters, I'm not sure if Richard saw, he is the little yellow Komodo dragon boy. As I recall, a great way to get some powerful creatures in the original Dragon Quest monsters, powerful dragons. If I recall correctly, if you have two Komodo dragon, the Komodo dragon characters, and you mate them together, you end up with a was it baby dragon or dragon kid or something like that. And those are great base starting point monsters to go into many avenues, but I think having two of those got you another option, and then off of that one, if you did two of those, you could get a Great Drake. I'm not entirely certain about that avenue, but that seems to be what I'm remembering, and it was one of the most consistent ways for me to get a Great Drake, and then I could create a dragon monster of any style or breed. Oh man, sorry. With the skills that I wanted, and then mate that with my Great Drake. By that point, I would likely have two fairly powerful parent monsters and get a final Great Drake. Again, I've said the Great Drake is one of my favorite monsters in the game. And so I would often use that to build a platform in the first game to get a Great Drake that was like my carry to the end game monster. Do monsters evolve into stronger forms in this game, or are they stuck that way? I know that sounds like a dumb question. It is not a dumb question, because Dragon Quest does something that other games copy in a sense, but do so differently, and this game is going to do it very differently, I suspect. So honestly, that's not a dumb question. Traditionally, you actually breed your monsters. You have a male, you have a female, they get together, you lose both of those monsters, they go off and do their own thing, you basically abandon them, and you take in the child, and that child is going to be... Eventually, you kind of got branching paths, and you could pick one of the branching options, but traditionally it was like, you combine two monsters in a sense, their child would have elements of both of the parents, but would be a new, unique creature, or could be a copy of either parent creature. There was a whole, like, system and formula to how it worked, and it was prominently meant to give you a sense of experimenting. Combine different monsters, get new, unique creatures. And when you do so, you have the egg. Back in the day, you used to be able to take this egg somewhere and get it evaluated. They would tell you the growth rate, the potential of the monster, and they would also tell you if it was going to be male or female, and then you could pay a fee and alter some of those settings as you needed for what you were working towards in the game. So, you know, for example, if you needed a female dragon monster and it was going to be a male, you could change that by these internal settings of the game options and mechanics. But it was about breeding monsters. This game so far, I have not seen anything that directly tells me if a monster is male or female. So I don't think it's going to be breeding in this game. And I've seen the term floating around of synthesizing when I see advertising about this game. So I suspect it's going to be more of a mystical merging of the monsters. I had meant to comment on that, but it slipped my mind pretty quick.
Struts through the first round. This novice is no joke.
So
He's
much like
making
modern,
a
Pokemon
real splash.
mod hacks or things where they will have Pokemon Fusion, I suspect this is going to work more like a fusion. But rather than getting you a direct combination monster, it's going to give you a new third monster
But
from the
who's he
result.
facing in round 2? None other than Lady Long, draconic beast from the distant east.
Yo, hold
Watch
up, we got
out
Tien
to strike
Shinhan's
like
daughter
lightning.
here. So basically, it's Monster Rancher
No
meets
time to
Pokemon.
waste.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's time for the second bout. Let's brawl.
And again, it's less about capturing monsters like in Pokemon and more about recruiting them. You have to make them either like you enough by your sheer physical strength of your prowess of the monsters you've risen, or you have to befriend them again by feeding, and that's always been the case in the games. So, in a sense, that's why I preferred the original term that was floating around in the games back in the day, the Monster Tamer. Although now they are Wranglers, and that kind of makes it sound more like we're going out and, capturing them with like a lasso and pulling them in. And, you're wrangling the monsters is what it sounds like, obviously. And I don't know, something about that seems a little bit less true to form from what I understand of the game. Need to grab another drink. Also, the Hellbound Horror monster that we have up on the top there is not one that I'm familiar with, and it looked really cool. The Bodkin Archer, the Corpses, and the Mudraker are all traditional monster designs and nothing else. I think some of these monsters have gone through various name changes in all of their iterations. But I don't recognize the Hellbound Horror, and that is kind of a cool monster. We are reaching the point in the tournament where I might actually have to change up my team's battle strategy. I think there's no reason we still can't win this. However, I think I need to put people on some more buffing and debuffing strategies. Obviously, having Slib on healing duty is a great call, though. Keep him there. I think I need to put Dem, if he's not already, and maybe he is, he needs to stay on buffing duty though, because being able to increase defense is a huge strategy. The Frizz casting is a good idea for Slib, but again, sticking to that healing when and where we can. Alright, so that ended in kind of where I expect a match to end this late in, feeling like we're on par with it.
Round 2 goes to the Silent Stunner. Now that really was a ferociously fiery fight. But here's our man, cool as a cucumber. He doesn't look even remotely phased.
Well, no, I've got to play it up for the people.
Now for his last opponent, it's the trash-talking terror, the bequiffed basher, Gorgeous Gordon!
You know what? I respect it. That's a hell of an introduction, and the idea that this guy is like, no, he's a shit talker while he goes. And he's got a wing snake! God damn! Which, as I found out... Oh, hold on.
Dramatic conclusion. Who will maul and who will ball? Let the third and final bout begin. Let's brawl!
Alright, so I have found out that some monsters can be larger than other monsters, and those monsters that are larger in this game, you can see it has a large symbol up there, take up more space, but they have a greater upper limit on their growth rate. However, I like having utility and options. So if it's possible to get a Flython, which is what they're calling it in this game, as a smaller variant, because some monsters seem like they have differing sizes, maybe, it'd be really cool, because you don't lose out on that additional space. But some of the cooler monsters, by the sounds of it, are going to take up 2 spaces, which kind of sucks. As you've seen, monsters can come in more than one size, even those of the same type. There are small monsters and large monsters. Large monsters come with better attributes, but they take up more space in your party due to their bulky nature. Which is basically what I just said, so I'm glad that my understanding of that was not incorrect. Alright, Richard has access to buff spells and healing as well. So actually, Richard, you're going to support the allies when it's needed. Dem is on support the allies when it's needed. Rigid, you are absolutely my slap people in the face Giga Swinger. So you are going to stay on the high offense. And Slib is going to focus more on healing, doing other things when and where he can instead. Let's see how that plays out. Honestly, if I got the opportunity to pick, I would want to focus on the side enemies, because they're going to be some of the more utility creatures. Alright, the poison kind of sucks. The Flython is probably the heaviest hitter, but, you know, if we deal with what's on the field, I think that's not going to matter as much over time. Boy, we're getting some heavy numbers now. Things are starting to hurt. That's why we need to get these buffs up and get those heals on the field. I have played a good portion of Dragon Quest XI. I played all the way until after the part where Eric's sister becomes a golden greed monster and you're forced to fight her. I'll be honest, that part of the story kind of hurt. Like you know, on a personal level, you know, I sympathize with characters that have sibling tie-ins, because I'm the older sibling, and I have certainly done my fair share of physical, emotional, spiritual, on various fronts of bleeding for my brother, and so. And I don't always necessarily mean physically. I have been, but you get my point. And so character stories that hit on those notes really drive home for me. Time to whack the snake until it oozes. Yeah, that's, I mean, essentially. Man, Slib is getting pretty heavily wounded. There we go. So everybody except for Rigid right now is rocking some defense buffs, and you can see how valuable that defense buff is. Hopefully we'll get one more going here and get the heals going. And actually, you know what? Now that everybody is starting to get buffed up, I'm going to put Richard on healing as well. Again, Richard is actually surprisingly utilitarian here, so I like that. I mean, how much more poison can you get? We're already poisoned, my guy. I've mentioned it already once, though, in Dragon Quest XI, unironically. I absolutely adore the energy, the characterization. Like, Sylvando is my favorite character in Dragon Quest XI. He's just in the party dynamic, he's such a fun character. Alright, we're getting a little beat around here, but I think we've got this unlocked. I think we've taken enough of an early lead, and we've got enough MP left for our healing guys to do a lot of water carrying here, while primarily Rigid slowly starts beating people to death. There we go. There's one of them down, which means their total damage option has been heavily limited. We've got 2 healers on the field, and I know Slib is very fast, so I'm hoping he can heal up Rigid before this gets too far down the hurt box. Richie is the big supporter that holds his friend group together just by existing, just like in real life. He is currently in my team layout. He's probably like the ground floor of the team. Obviously, anything that can fill the role of a healer is highly important, but he's also able to do the buffing and the build-up of the party as well. So honestly, Richard, I think that's a very apt description. Meanwhile, Rigid's in here just being like, I'm the motherfucker with the shovel! I brought a shovel to this fight! You know what that means! Get in the ground! I mean, at this point, the Flython is the only thing left on the field, and I think we're gonna be fairly capable of dealing with this threat. Obviously, we're taking an ass beating, but, I mean, we're giving it back, too. That poison damage is building up pretty fast, though. Come on. Shovel slap that snake. Put him in the ground. Alright, Frizz. Hitting him with some magic damage now. 6 damage isn't very impressive, but we had to end it with some cooked meat, I guess. That kind of felt like I had leveled it to exactly where I needed to be.
Category F is the Silent Stunner. Let's give him a big round of applause. And some cheers too. Come on.
I feel like the items on our character are all items that have existed as equipables in the various games before, and I don't recognize them by name, but it's like, I swear I've seen these things before. The skull ring, the little badge over there, and the necklace. Our character is, like, unironically already pre-equipped, like he is midway through a Dragon Quest storyline.
I can't
Just
believe
like
it.
how I am
You're
online,
really something
and
else.
to some extent
Here's your
IRL when you
prize
cross
for
my
winning
friends.
category X.
Obviously, I have to show restraint in real life because I don't want to be thrown in jail. Rigid out here being the muscle of the group. Very, very familiar energy.
It wouldn't surprise
Give me the
if you
monster
won category
munchies.
X one day. I'm expecting big things from you, young man.
Look, we can talk about the big things to be expected once I am champion of the D. I mean the D champion.
Meow do you do?
Yo, Corin, is that you?
Oh, have I set the cat among the pigeons? Don't mind me.
Obviously,
I'm
the Dragon Ball references are
perfectly
going to be all over
friendly.
because, again, Toriyama's art here at play.
My name is Virgil, talent spotter extraordinaire for the Monster Mauling Association.
Okay.
Tell me, are you really filled by this trifle of attorney?
I feel like there are things you're about to offer that might have some gray area. At least that's the buildup I'm
You
getting
could
right
be
now.
squaring up to far mightier monsters at the Mauliseum in Naderia.
The Mauliseum? Sweet mother of God, that sounds cool, though.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. So, fancy going and finding out for yourself?
Restraint? What is that? Never heard of it. I call people mean names even if they could potentially hurt me. I am, for whatever reason right now, I am picturing Richard as like an angry chihuahua and Rigid just being like the built up upper body bulldog, just like holding onto your collar while Richard is out here yipping at everything that moves. That only backfired on me once, thank God. I'm more of a dough ball with a moderate amount of muscle, but yeah. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Again, I'm loving the puns. They're just... I understand a lot of people aren't gonna love these,
If
but
you're heading to Naderia,
it's
you'll need
doofy
this.
and I love it because of it.
That, my friend, is Travelite, a hallowed hunk of stone created
I
by
feel like this is
elves
how people
in the
introduce
dim
each
and
other at a
distant
furry
past.
convention. My friend. A hollowed hunk of stone created by elves in the dim and...
Use it right, and you'll be able to travel to Naderia at a stroke.
I don't think I want to hold something... I know an elf, and apparently that elf is weirdly appreciative of being slurped, and you're giving me things made by elves where I'm supposed to stroke? I feel like I'm about to have a stroke. God damn this game. The unintended consequences of the writing. Red
Now,
Travelite.
I don't mean to let the cat out of the bag, but I understand there's an elf in your village.
I don't know
She'd
what
be
you
the
mean. It
perfect
couldn't
candidate
possibly
to
be
teach
me
you how
with
to
the
use
pointy
Travelite.
ears.
So I suggest having a word. Mew. Well, I guess I'll catch you in Naderia.
Alright, well, you know, I shouldn't be too surprised. I can do the same thing with my Zoom spell. This game is Ian streaming Mega Man Battle Network Episode 2. And every subsequent episode after that. Yo, that pussy yields magic rubies. Oh my god. Must be not... God damn it, Richard. Oh man. I don't know what to make of this. Alright, let's head back to Rose Hill. I think we're gonna get either a new area or the ability to start, expanding my team. I think I read somewhere that this area we're going might be where we go to do the monster synthesizing. And I'm not sure if it's going to have requirements. Back in the day, it used to be that monsters were required to be at a certain level. The thought being that the level is kind of a quote-unquote representation of an age, and you had to be of the appropriate age to engage in the breeding. The idea being is that you're not going to hatch a monster and have essentially a baby performing said role. Did you know that Thimiteth Rolf packeth her head out the window and thereth into the distance? I don't know what you're talking about, Devlin. I wonder what she's be looking at. Curious, isn't it? There were words said in there that I understood, and the other ones left me confused. That reminds me of the tweet that someone replied to with, sometimes I pray to God to take away my ability to read. I don't know. The first part of that was great. It was the hammer home that was like, and we've reached the limit, and crossed right over. There are no lines that we respect. That is what happens when I allow people to chat anything in my chat room there. Yep. This dialogue is on method. How did you fare in the Monster Mega Brawl? Do you even have to ask, Rose? Goodness, you came out on top in category F? I must make dinner extra special to celebrate. I come home and she's just... This game is building up many scenarios, and You're right, Rigid, the dialogue in this game is on meth. You have something you want to show me? Gosh, it's ever so pretty. Oh, wait, is that what Oh, it is a piece of Travelite. Travelite was made by elves long, long ago to open the way to Nyderia. It's the stuff of legend. How did you find a piece? I see. A random talking cat approached you, made some cleverly worded puns, and gave you this piece of ruby, and asked you to visit him there. By chance, are you broken? Did you take a bump on the head in the arena? Well, whatever. In that case, you'll need me to open the way for you. Just gotta put this down any old place.
I am about to perform a traditional elvish dance. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Look, the writing, the wordplay, the setup, the comedy, the slurping, I am worried about this dance. This could take any number of avenues, and I am scared of about half of them. For a wide, varying range of reasons.
It's been some time, though. I only hope I remember the steps.
We get some, like, R&B thrown on, and she starts throwing it back. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised from this game. It is an ancient elven dance. It ain't no holla back, girl. Like, come on, that would be funny as hell. Oh, man. Also, apparently, Indiana is the state with the most meth per capita. Honestly, I wouldn't Surprises. As weirdly odd as that sounds. That explains the training at my job recently stated about the sale of a certain category of cough medicine. They gotta get that sizzurp. That sizzurp. Whatever the street name is, I can't remember. That sizzurp. I know what short I'm gonna put of this game out if I decide to actually do it. I'm gonna take that clip, and it is just gonna be full on some tune that is just horribly off placed.
There were always legends back home that Travelite could open the way to Naderia. To think they were true.
Suddenly, I remember Peter Griffin doing crystal meth, which he was planning to do with Chris.
My prince. Did that help?
Honestly, I don't know yet, so I'm gonna just sit here and nod and approvingly and hope that you don't do that again, or do that again. I don't know!
Oh, that's a relief. By the way, Travelite comes in other varieties. With the right kind, we could visit all sorts of places in Naderia.
This is how I'm gonna get to go to new areas, get new monsters, fight new, bigger, badder creatures. Apple bottom jeans and the boots with the God, that'd be another good one. But yeah, something. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Shorty got the whole club looking at her. Yeah, basically.
Back in Rose Hill, I didn't venture outside my room just as you asked.
She hit the floor.
So I was
Next thing you know, Shorty got low.
Seeing as we're in Naderia now, where I'm safe from humans,
I'm not
maybe
sure we
I
can
could join you on
fully
your
vet that
adventures
statement.
here.
But I guess you're asking to go with me, and at least I'm there to do something about it.
Hooray! I'm so pleased. Thank you ever so much.
This is the party, the party edition music. I mean, Rose is traveling with us, but how does the party layout work when we're dealing with entirely monsters? And again, given the premise of what they were kind of selling the concept of, do the humans view elves in the same way they view the monsters? Because they certainly weren't treating them like they would any human. But also, it seems like the monsters get better treatment.
If you want to go back to Terrestria, you can do so via the magic circle. But first, let's explore Naderia.
Okay, so this was that lower room, and that's pretty much what this is dedicated for. Alright, out of curiosity, I've got to ask. You have now traveled with me into a new... We took this whole building, didn't we? We ourselves didn't alone travel. The whole building went with us. She's clearly well aware that it's going on. As soon as you step out them doors, you'll be right in the monster's backyard. Mind yourself out there, eh? And she's Canadian. Didn't realize we were traveling to another dimension with a Canadian nun. That oddly sounds like a comedy sketch. Or like a scene out of a fantasy movie made comedy.
Gosh, so this is Naderia. It sends a chill down my spine.
What did I sign up with a magic cat to go to again?
Welcome one, welcome all.
No, don't worry, he's harmless.
Apologies,
He's a big
Mademoiselle.
fuzzball.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Virgil, official talent spotter for the Monster Mauling Association.
I am Virgil. Where? Oh, I need that. I am the storm that is approach. I need that song. That needs to be over this. I just put 2 and 2 together.
Virgil, you say? Did you provide
He is
us
gonna
with
be a
travelogue
person
by
I'm
any
supposed to fight at
chance?
some point, and when that happens, I need to have that song available.
Indeed. I'm happy to see you made good use of it.
I'm liking the color scheme. Very purple. Rigid. You would enjoy the underworld, wouldn't you? This is not even the underworld, but I felt like the setup was there. I had to take it.
This is the Circle of Conquest, one of the 6 realms of Naderia.
Okay, well, Rigid, you and Conquest. Respectable. I'm down for that.
Each realm is divided into 3 parts, which we call the lower, middle, and upper echelons.
If this is Conquest, that better be in the upper, right?
Right now, we're in the lower echelon. It's home to weak monsters. But that's fine for a fledgling monster wrangler such as yourself.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
So, that would make this the lower echelon of the Circle of Conquest.
So each circle has differing levels to it. Okay, that makes it a little better.
Precisely. And at the heart of
I
it
will
all
say the
is
purple-pink
Mauler
flames in the
Seal,
distance are...
Naderia's one and
Whoa,
only
sorry, kinda
battle
dope.
arena. That's where monster wranglers from far and wide gather to test their skills in battle. And you should too.
Do I get, like, ranks? Can I fight here and become the D champion?
Didn't you say you wanted to enter a tournament at the Mauliceum?
More so just as an excuse to get here. He said stronger monsters.
We should go and take a look.
All right, let's take a look at the kind of... Oh, okay, hold up. We got some undead guys here. This little skelly bones. All right, yeah, just basic skeletons here. All right, let's try. Can I recruit them? Awesome. Let's give that one some monster munchies. Let's change the order so that... Oh, wait, hold on. No, let's change the tactics so that everybody is back on the Show No Mercy strat.
Show no mercy.
Rigid never got off of that. He was always throwing hands. All right. I don't remember which one I gave an item to, so I'm going to double correct. I can't. Okay, Monster Munchies, that one. And it has an icon. I missed the icon earlier. All right. Order Richard to attack that one. Dem to attack that one. Rigid, you're too beefy. You're just gonna defend. And Slib, it will also attack that one. We'll see what happens. Skeletons getting a heart on? It's not. Those hearts are not the boners I was expecting. Which begs to differ what boners I was expecting from skeletons. Alright, so I think now I can try to scout this one. Yo, these guys want a lot of it. Okay, we're gonna have to level up a bit. Not the end of the world. Although now the skeleton's gonna get beefed up, isn't he? Alright, I will accept the not getting of the beefiness. Fair enough. Honestly, there's a lot of wailing on him I could have done too to have lowered that, but even then I think I'd be getting close to maybe 50% at best. Billy and Mandy was my jam. Of course, I'd love the underworld. I'd be partying with Fred Burger. No. The Green Demon SpongeBob and number 3 after taking Grimm's job. Sign me up. God, Fred Burger's a nightmare. Yo, but he got up anyways. Boy, welcome aboard. And we've got to give him a little Mario reference here. He is going to be our Dry Bones. I was going to say Dem Bones, but we already have a Dem, so Dry Bonds. There we go. We're already rocking a Dem in our party, so, you know, kind of got to limit myself a little bit. First things first, I kind of really want... Yo, hold up, little Goblin Warrior, bro. I like the monsters we're getting. Alright. While I am on my way to the arena, I will be right back once again. Speaking of Billy and Mandy, you kind of give off Jeff the Spider vibes, and I'm not sure why. Look, unironically, I remember the elements of the Jeff the Spider character and the father relationship with Billy, as I recall. All I'm gonna say is what I remember of that character. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. All right. I want to go back and fight that demon guy. I want to see if I can recruit him as well. Little Goblin Warrior! Alright, we've got 2 Goblin Warriors. Let's start. I don't know if doubling up on items helps or not. I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to... the Leery Lout. Like, obviously, if he's the Leery Lout, he's got to be Larry the Leery Lout. It is what it is. Alright, let's order full-on ass beating on the first one, and I doubt we'll do enough damage to not have it carry over to something else, but even when it does, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. Okay, no, we're not going to have any damage carryover. It took all 4 of them to take out the Leery Lout. Which is good to know, because I can have the full team attack the skeleton again without worry. Alright, so building off of that knowledge and seeing how this is playing out consistently, Richard attack, Dem don't attack, Rigid attack, and Slib attack. In theory, that shouldn't be enough damage because Dem is another one of our heavy hitters. And by him backing out, that should give enough sponge over to prevent a knockout of this creature. We're going to try another Monster Munchie, see if the double up does anything. I don't know if it ever did back in the old games, but I did it as well back then to try and double up the likelihood of joining. Honestly, if I was rocking a sirloin, I would just drop one sirloin and more or less, more often than not, call that good. But when I was using beef jerkies, I would be like in the background just throwing beef jerkies at the enemies. Which honestly, if you're not going to get someone to join you after throwing beef jerky at them, they weren't going to be your friends anyways. Alright, that's one failure, but I think I might be able to give it another try. Right, and it looked like Larry started at 4 before we even attacked. So let's try this again. And, oh, I can't scout him again. Alright, let's try defending and see if I can scout on a follow-up turn. I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm genuinely gonna try this out here. I find it very amusing that the nicest, most wholesome character in Billy and Mandy was a horrifying spider creature who was voiced by the creator of the show he was in. As I recall, didn't he at one point have a snapping moment and it was like, yo, everybody loves this guy until he snaps. Never let the calm guy snap. But also, you know, for all that it was, oddly enough, this big giant demon spider was also the most wholesome and the most grounded. All right, I don't think I can scout him anymore, so we're just gonna whale him into the end state. Yeah, it did happen. All right, yep. Again, you know, the quiet person in the room, never, yes! Yes, he can join me. Alright, let's see here. Got to go with Larry. And he is joining the party immediately. Who the hell are we getting rid of? We can get rid of the handbag. There we go. Anyways, on my way further back towards the castle, we're getting really good experience here, too. No. Is that it? Okay, nope. Don't want you. Don't want to fight you. Don't want to mess with you. You're going to do lots of big poison damage, and I don't want to be poisoned. I'm not on my way to this castle. The lips. That is a classic monster right there. Also, we have season changes back here as well. I wonder what those season changes will bring. I hope that the ice will freeze the poison? Acid? Yo, that is a clear sign of don't fuck with me. But I also kind of like it. Giving me Dragon Torterra vibes. All them skelly boys. Alright, I gotta get up and around. Where is... Okay, the entrance is over this way. I love how this, like... Whoa, boy! How simple to read this... Oh. Nope. No! There we go. The map is... I am incredibly uncomfortable about these creatures. jumping out of the bushes with their luscious lips. I don't know what's going on, but I want to touch the mushroom flower thing. Yo, hold up. That is a gorgeous flower, and I feel very much in line with that that flower Pokemon that a whole war was started over. A near mass extinction event was caused over. Honestly, growing up with Billy and Mandy kind of explains why my brand of humor is so unhinged. Honestly, it's far more hinged than many people who grew up with, oh man, what was it? Was it Itchy and, that Itchy and Scratchy is the Simpsons one. God, what was it? Ren and Stimpy, that's the name I was thinking of. People who grew up on Ren and Stimpy humor, man, those people need help. My personal opinion on that. Obviously, I was never a Ren and Stimpy fan. I will say, though, the gags and clips that I've seen with Cinnamon Toast Crunch Man or whatever his name was, that was funny. But I've only seen a couple of clips of that, and I can imagine that gets that loses itself in the weeds from time to time. Well, down we go. This madman is just sitting in the hot tub of acid. Yeah, okay, a little fungus guy. A fungool, as it were. Actually, we'll just do the standard old fight order. Down that avenue of humor style, I'd say if there was one down that avenue of animation and comedy, the one down that avenue that I probably most watched from time to time was probably Rocko's Modern Life, but even that wasn't like a massive one for me. You're thinking of Floette, one of those fairy types that might as well be a grass type. Yeah, in the presentation, but also Floette's design with all the differing flowers is really cool in my opinion when it came out. I think that was an X and Y era release as well. I've talked about it before. I actually unironically really like the X and Y games, despite the fact that a lot of people don't. There we go. Okay, we're getting some new monsters here again. I think this one could pop in as a flying type monster, but I think it's supposed to be traditionally dragon. I'm not sure on that though. The damsel flies. But as a fan of the dragon monsters, that's going to be one that I'm going to want to get at some point, probably. Also a fan of the slime monsters as well. We've talked about that. A lot of the slimes I'm a big fan of. I wonder what the required steps are going to be in this one to get a king slime. I'll be honest, as much as I like the king slime and the befitting crown that they are adorned with, I'm also a fan of the classic. Just give me the baby blue boy. Give me my friendly slime friend. Alright, right now I am more heavily focused on making my way to the arena area and gaining some levels along the way. Are we getting new talent points for these level ups? Not yet, and not in large enough numbers to really matter. And we're getting close to the arena, but we are also finding some more fun monsters to engage with as well here. Might want to see what comes about in the I think it's the summertime next. I think we're currently technically in spring. We'll come back out here after we do the... I'm sure it's going to be cutscening some of this here before I get thrown right into an arena fight.
I hope you didn't have too tough a time getting here.
Speaking of which, people who complain when someone calls Charizard a dragon due to its typing need to do some self-reflection. It's like complaining when someone calls Gligar a scorpion. Exactly. A design thematic is still fair and accurate when talking about what the creature looks like and is explained by. It doesn't necessarily have to be directed in the typing. It is a creature that started with no strong dragon elements and more lizard elements, evolving to the point of flight. Ergo, flying type is totally fine despite the visual aesthetic being dragon. I don't mind it. It makes sense as far as I'm concerned, and people are just getting butthurt because they don't have enough things to complain about in their life.
Virgil!
Also, a
So,
dragon-type starter,
how were the
final
monsters?
evolution. I
Did you
think
have
for a
any
lot of
trouble
people, just
making
on
new
typing alone
friends?
would have been an unbalanced decision for a while. Although these days, there's enough counters to dragons that you could probably get away with it with a lot more validity. Which is why they did it by giving it a mega form that does so. So, how were the monsters? Did you have any trouble making new friends? A little bit, but I'm going to say no, because I figured it out fairly quickly, and I got the two that I was most immediately interested in. And we still have yet to see the additional seasons.
Well, you say that, but you can't hide the truth from me.
What truth? I didn't even have to use strategy when fighting them. I just said monsters go fuck shit up, and they did.
The denizens of this place won't join up with any old monster wrangler. Only those with a reputation.
I feel like I didn't have too much trouble.
Most echelons in Naderia have a big hitter, and beating them will do wonders for your reputation.
So that must have been the dragon that we saw out there, and I mentioned before in the main area of the starting part of this game, they also had that monster as a, I can't remember what it's gonna be in the modern thing, but I think back in the day it was called like a Gigantus or something like that. Big Blue Boy, one of my favorite monsters, again, back in the older games, just because he looks so simplified, but also, he looks very traditional, like Cyclopsian storytelling, and the big, beefy, fuck-off club is just hilarious to me, and I love it.
But things are different here.
Also,
You'll
he
need
was
to
a
come out on
big,
top in
muscly,
category
heavy
G
hitter,
in the
and I liked a lot of
to
those
boost your
monsters.
rep.
It's also why I liked the Grizzly for a while, and the Saber Cat. Although the Saber Cat was more so utility skill options, as it constantly evolved every time I raise it. It goes down that avenue.
And if you win, you'll be able to bag yourself a great prize. So, there's plenty to fight for.
It sounds like winning Category G is your top priority if you want to scout the local monsters.
Interesting.
Shall we head in? I'd like to learn more about this place.
I'm not sure if we're ready to fight Category G here. This definitely seems like a layer above. Yo, this is another older design. Very Toriyama villain-esque design too, and I love the designs of the monsters in this game. Well, I didn't mean to say yes, so I'm gonna skip ahead because it's probably gonna be the exact same as the other area. And if it's not, I want to be surprised by the changes. Greetings! Everyone calls me the Medalist. We got mini medals. Is this mini medals? Well, collecting mini medals is my passion, and I'm always keen for more. Yes, they're still in the game. In fact, I'll reward you greatly for any you happen to have. What do you say? I promise it'll be worth your slime. This is the mini medal exchange counter. Goo-la-la, only 3 more medals until I can reward you with an amulet of immunity. I didn't think I had any yet. But now I need to find some. Search all of the things. I think I mentioned earlier, I do like the collectathon of the mini medals. Yo, what in the hell is this guy back here doing? I'm not cut out to be a monster wrangler. I always get a bad case of butterflies in my tummy before a big battle. Or maybe I shouldn't eat so many butterflies. There's a thought. Alright, then we got this newer design back here. Oh, hold on. Like, I don't know what's up with this guy, but can I get on the other side of the table? No? Alright, maybe if I just get, let me get a little close, too close. Got that. There we go. Okay, and he does turn towards us. That is absolutely creepy. It is like an evolutionary murder scarecrow, and it's kind of cool. Randolfo's first-born son, Dolph, is the... So am I the not firstborn? Or is Dolph younger than me because I've been denounced and kicked out? Randolfo's firstborn son, Dolph, is the strongest warrior in Nadiria by far. Not a shadow of a doubt. Zengil showed him the ropes in the art of sword fighting, you know? Yep, Dolph is the perfect heir to Randolfo's throne. Well, I'm about to overthrow him, working my way there. Akira Toriyama loves designing monsters with straight horns and spikes that point diagonally. Yes, he does. Very a lot of what was the is it Tambourine back in the OG Dragon Ball Piccolo Saga, King Piccolo Saga. This guy is giving me if that was his name, but also Cell vibes mixed in, and he has a lot of character creature designs. Also, one of the dragons from the GT arc, very reminiscent of here in that monster's design. We got an orc. Ain't seen you in a mausoleum before. I'd run home before something bad happens to you. This here's a battlefield where monsters shed blood, sweat, tears, and... Oh, God. Oh! Oh, no! I'm getting out of here. I don't want to fuck with no orc. We're talking about nothing but bodily fluids, and you're telling me it gets worse? I know. I am big no. Yo, this one's also kind of cool. Welcome to the item shop. What do you need? Whoa, what are you selling? I am still mad that there's no beef jerky. Alright, don't particularly need anything, but the floating scarecrow thing reminds me of Del Mize. Oh, okay, yes, very underrated Pokemon design in my opinion. I gotta look up which one that is, because I think I know off of the name. I think it's the Anchor? Yeah, okay, it is the Anchor. Which, by the way, yes, I do very much like the design of Del Mize. It took me until near the end of my playthrough of, I think it was Sun and Moon where that guy came in from. I didn't catch one until near the end of that, and so I didn't get to spend a lot of time with it, but I do remember rather enjoying the design and the idea of the cursed anchor. A dose of saccharin. Now that's an arena. Used to be you could break the barrels in some games as well. Some of these small barrels. I am not climbing up there right now. But we got a mini medal. Finally I found one. Alright. I want to get out of here and see the next season. And maybe do a little bit of fighting to level up. Like I said, I'm not fully confident right now. There's so much to explore in here. Alright, and then that looks like it would normally lead back to the arena, but is it blocked off? No, it's not. So, I could take that and explore as well at some point. God, the orc. Oh, whoop. I went to read chat and thought I was set to go out the door. The even cooler part about Del Maize is that the anchor isn't the sentient part, it's the seaweed attached. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I did not know that. I know there's a lot of Pokemon that work off of similar concepts where the Pokemon, it's the sentient part of the Pokemon isn't the part that you would necessarily attribute to. But I didn't know that about Del Maize. Alright, I'm really more interested in just seeing the next season than I am leveling up here, because I don't think I'm going to do the arena fight this stream. I've got a new area to explore and new monsters to recruit, even if they're telling me I shouldn't be able to because, oh, you need to prove yourself. Fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do what I do, game. Well, I'll figure it out at some point. I'll get a couple more. But also, I'm getting pretty good experience, and this will be a great place for me to level up everything that's sitting in my group. All right, so let's fast travel into through the season here. I like the season transitions and that it brings new monsters into the areas. You know what the hell is up here? God, there's still so much more to explore. What is this haunted building? The Laboratorium. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy with my research? Shoo! Shoo! I feel like this is something that's going to be a utility place once I get... Ooh, give me. Once I earn a rank. I don't know which rank, but a rank. Some bad medicine. Can I jump the rafters? Yes, I can. Nice. But yeah, I genuinely don't trust that I'm quite at the threshold needed to take on the arena. Alright, we're getting near the season change. Let's see what comes up. Just gotta not fight anything for a little bit, which is a hard thing to do. Not just because of the traveling, but also I just like fighting things. Little ghost boy! Yo, okay. The ghosts are good magic casters. No, I'ma fight you. Also, I think the ghosts can come in as parts of the undead group, and I think in some, maybe I'm misremembering, that they can also count towards the slime family? I'm not nearly as confident about that statement. Give the ghost a monster munchie. Richard, attack the Funghoul. Dem, attack the Funghoul. Rigid, attack the Funghoul. Honestly, I think everybody can attack, and we shouldn't party wipe the enemies here. Rigid, don't feel bad about that. There is nothing wrong with taking up the chat. I much prefer anything that stops there from being a lot of dead air. When I do these live streams, chatting is the funner part for me as far as it's what separates streaming from just playing a game myself. So never feel bad even if you are the sole person actively chatting. Anyways, to read the comment in its entirety, kind of notice that I'm taking up the whole chat. Now I kind of feel bad. I'm not trying to be some kind of attention hog. Again, like I said, I would much prefer a conversation happening than none. Be it between people in chat that I'm reading, or be it with me directly. And by the way, sharing the Pokemon information, you know, I said before, never feel bad about that. I kind of really like a lot of the Pokemon lore stuff as well, so that was kind of a fun thing to share. Alright, everybody else defend now except for Slib. Because he's the only one who's weak and... Whoa. I don't know what happened there, so I'm gonna backtrack. Right. Rigid defend. I need to be careful of Rigid because him wielding that shovel even against a ghost, I don't know how much that's going to hurt my attempt to recruit. Alright, let's see how confident they were in my inability to recruit monsters here. Because so far I've gotten the two that I've been, I most fervently wanted. I kind of feel like I could probably slap it with Slib again. I'm gonna give that a shot. I don't feel like this should take it out. Monster Munchies are cheap. I can get some of these all day long. And I could even afford to buy a couple of sirloins to really help me beef up my recruiting. So, let's do one more Monster Munchies. And let's try to scout properly.
Now.
Alright, that got it all the way up to 6%, so I feel like that wasn't worthless, and we're dancing in the ballpark of a 50% success rate.
You're one of us now.
That's right, you try to tell me I can't get these? Screw off. Alright, let's see here. We got a ghosty boy. I need a good ghost name. You know what? I've got a ghost name. Since we've been talking about cartoons all along, we're going to go with our boy Danny Phantom. Whoa, with one Y, please. And I want Danny in the party. Kind of meant more for magic casting, so we're going to take him over the bunny corn. And I am going to work my way back to the arena, which I think I can actually... Can I fast travel to? Yes, I can. I can also fast travel to the tower, the mausoleum, and the laboratorium. Nice. So let's get to the Molosseum. I'm going all Karapika in this hood. Someone has to bury all these corpses. It's kind of the role you're playing. Like at this point, when I need fine-tuned accuracy, I can't turn to you because you just I can't guarantee that you're not gonna just body them. All right, so I'm going to save the game here. Got the recruits I've been looking at getting, so you know what? Maybe by the time we get back to this later on, I'll have a lot higher levels to go with, and I'll have some new monsters in the party to work with. Obviously, we've got the like a very solid party layout conceptually right here, but we'll see what happens as I recruit some new monsters. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. Rigid, Richard, Dem, always a pleasure to have you guys stop in. Thank you so much. Have a blessed one. See you next time. And yes, Rigid, stay frosty.